Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight. So, I did do a little prelude to this video, and let me just say, apologize. The kitties are playing in another room with water and dishes. So that's what the noises that you might hear. This video is called. It's either I think it's So You Chose Death, which is what I call a death contract. So you chose death. And what is this so-called death contract? This is in regards to something I wrote before I did something that to me was thrilling and exciting, and to others it's something that might make them fearful or apprehensive. So when I participated, or prior to participating, I was all excited and I had full confidence in what I was doing, but I was participating in the activity with somebody else who had a lot of fear. And so we had a long discussion about said fear, and I became concerned for myself because I didn't have any. And of what is one fearful? So I ended up writing as a result of those conversations, the preamble to taking the risk I took. Kitties. I am fully embracing this upcoming experience and feel it spiritual, awakening, magnificent, awe-inspiring. But what if it brings death or calamity? I still see all of that as part of the grander spiritual experience. Is that wrong or selfish? Is this a manipulation? Is this contrived to achieve another outcome? I still know I am protected. I can see how it could slam or rail someone else entirely through the ripple of vibration. I'm not going to let anyone stop me from experiencing this joyous rapture. But somebody else did make me question a few things, like, is there anything with which I need to make peace? Oh, I guess I could have titled the video Making Peace. Afterthought. He said that he could think of a million reasons not to do the thing. I don't have those fears. I didn't have those fears. Should I? I'm divinely protected. There was a thought that do I need to tell anyone that I love them? Do I need to see someone before I risk my life? But it's not supposed to work like that. It's not my responsibility. Maybe stubborn. It's a matter of valuing myself. I cannot, will not compromise on that. Although sometimes I question if the roles are reversed. such as, am I the one entrapped in ego thinking? Then today could mean a disfigurement from injury, image maiming, and the result of which would be that I'd have to reconcile any feelings about those physical changes. Or, if it's not me trapped in ego, then someone else would have to accept and reconcile feelings in regard to any disfigurement. I'll see what happens. Unless I die. Maybe nothing changes except my mindset or my focus, my attention. And that would be a really good thing. So you chose death. That you would rather die than have a family. That to me, it's not a matter of bravery or fear, it's just a choice. But others cower because it's so bold and they don't grasp their courage. What I mean by that is that all human beings can do courageous things. They can face their fears, they can embrace their fears, and yet most don't have the courage to confront themselves. And then they have fear. Or they look at someone else who lacks the fear. Someone else who is courageous, and they don't understand. They're not in alignment with that energy. It's awe-inspiring to them, or it could be a threat. It could mean facing some serious insecurity that I feel too weak to do that thing, to face that fear. How can you? What does that mean? A little bit of resentment? A lot of resentment? Am I making any sense? Am I speaking with too much ambiguity? Am I being too vague? If you saw someone taking a huge risk that you wish you could take, if you saw someone cutting ties in a way in which you wish that you could, would you be excited to follow suit? Not to follow somebody else's lead, but to make bold choices in your own life, to show up for yourself? Or would you hold resentment because you feel like you can't make those changes? I can't. Does that make more sense? Is that any more clear? Because really, it'll just flow to you if you're doing what makes you happy. But I bring it up because I'm sure there are plenty of people that look at these water slides and think, oh, hell no, I would never do that. Fear of heights, or I don't know. The physical involvement. Oh, maybe even the fear of making a fool of themselves. But there are people that would do it. People that would go down these water slides of great height. There are people that would be into it, but that look at these reels and think, oh, I wish I could leave my job and do something like that. I wish I could go to that place and do that. But they never do. Something's holding them back. And that's what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. What is holding you back? What is holding you back from jumping in to all the good things that you want? Can you cut it all out to get to where you want to be? I did make reference, right, to the other video called Showing Up for Yourself. Somewhere in these 3 videos, I've said something about the length of time that has passed between that January 31st video I made, Showing Up for Yourself, and today, the day that I'm recording this message. That's a lot of time to not have my act together, to not have pushed through these obstacles. I mean, it's taken a really long time. It's not to say I'm not working on it, but it's taken a long time. Wish I could just snap my fingers and be there. It's like so much to consider. It doesn't have to be. I don't know why I am. Practical, pragmatic, thorough, meticulous. Yeah. Always been that way. Maybe trying a little too hard not to step on any toes. No, it's probably not that either. I think I just really want to be sure that the choices that I'm making are choices that I really want to be making. This is really the choice I have to make for myself. Is it entirely because I want to? I mean, there are some dreams and goals I want to reach toward. Yes. Those exciting things. Hell yeah. But on the other hand, some of the letting go is, it's like I didn't really want to. I kind of have to. It kind of makes me sad. Because of expectations, I guess. That one would like the people around them to balance with them, at least if they are supposed to have any importance in our lives, right? To make an effort to meet us halfway. There's situations that are disappointing too, but the bottom line is, if you've made an assessment that something, some situation, or some person that you allow into your life just really doesn't make you feel good. It just doesn't feel good anymore. It's truly and honestly a disservice to yourself to hold on to it and keep it in your life anymore. It's a disservice to yourself. Don't you deserve better? Don't you deserve better? I mean, I am where I am. It's a beautiful little cottage. It's a beautiful location, like outside of the cottage. I'm just enjoying my peace. Yeah. I see on the interwebs an influencer, I guess she would be called. I see her reels. I see her on social media as Mila Chats. You know what she does? She has all these reels and short videos riding all these water slides. It's awesome. That looks like so much fun. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of bumps and bruises. I'm sure there's a lot of water that gets up the nose. But if that's your life, even if it's 1 day a week, 3 days a week, whatever it is, that you get to go play in pools and go jump on water slides, that's a pretty awesome life this person has crafted for herself. Who knows how she makes money? I'm sure she does. She probably doesn't even think about it that much. The point is, if it doesn't make you feel good, cut it out. Cut it out. I'm just trying to pack things away nicely so that I can send them away all wrapped up with a nice little bow. It's taken me time. I admit it. That's why I'm homeless. Because I wasn't gonna, couldn't take that anymore. Couldn't take that lifestyle. I couldn't take I was no longer passionate about the work. I was no longer passionate about living underneath that roof. I was no longer passionate about the people with whom I was surrounding myself overall. It just didn't feel good anymore. It just didn't feel good. It's my responsibility to change it, right? And so, I'm suggesting, as a means of showing up for yourself, what just doesn't feel good anymore? And can you invest in yourself? Can you show up for yourself to the point where you can release the things that are holding you back? If you had to put death to something, what would it be? Make peace. If you had to make peace with something, what would it be? Is there anything with which you need to make peace before you die? Maybe that's the question. This thing, make peace with it. Makes it easier to let it go, and then you can just walk away and move on with your life. Things to think about. Things to think about. Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight.